Hi guys, it's Megan Rose from the Philippines. I'm making a video today for the 10 non-yarny things about me tag that has been going around in the yarn community. I just want to join in with you guys. So I have listed some random stuff about me. Actually, I have listed 14, but I'm thinking of canceling the other ones. So the first thing about me is that I'm a library goer when I was younger. During my high school, I got fascinated with reading books from the library. And even though when I was in my elementary days, libraries kind of fascinates me, and also the job of librarians. So during my high school days, I went to the library to borrow some Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys novels. And it is also the time when I was introduced with um, Miss Agatha Christie's books. So that's the first fact about me. I like going to the library and filling up my library card for borrowed books. And when I was in my elementary days, I always see my teachers reading some pocketbooks, and I'm wondering why they call it a pocketbook. Maybe because it fits in a pocket, but maybe it's just called that. So the second one is I have read the Bible, the whole Bible, within a year and 2 months. I read the whole Tagalog version of it because at church we have this Bible marathon, and I think it's in the 2016 that I have finished it, the whole book in Tagalog. And but I'm not proud to say that sometimes some parts of it bores me and I tend to be sleepy, but it's some type of accomplishment for me. So recently we have another Bible marathon. So I'm trying to read it in English now because it is a shorter version from the Tagalog one. My third fact about me is that I used to be a Tagalog romance collector of novels, and from before I used to let my neighbors borrow the books from me for a certain amount when I was vending at our garage. And I also am so into reading Tagalog romance novels that I collect them. And I also join in some book signing. And that is where I found another friend with the same kind of hobby. So back then I also have this ambition of being a Tagalog romance writer, but after a while I quit it. But it has been some time that I have been wanting that. The fourth is that from before, when we were younger, we used to have pets like bunnies or rabbits, and some of them dies. And there's this one bunny that we really love. We call her Mahal, and in Tagalog that is called love. So when she died, or when that bunny died, we really cried. And my ate was the one who was distraught, and I have sympathized with her because that bunny has been with us longer than the other ones. The fifth one is I like calligraphy or lettering. I used to see my boy classmates making them, so I kind of got envious from them, that I told myself that I will learn it. So I learned it on my own and kinda made it one of my hobbies too. And I remember one of my nieces and my nephews going to me for lettering of some sign, for a happy birthday sign for their parents. So that's why I love calligraphy or lettering so much. The sixth one is when we were younger, my cousins and my siblings, or most of us here in this compound, because we live in a compound, we are about 5 to 6 families here. We live close to each other, so when we were younger, we used to go to outings or to swimmings, my siblings and my cousins. So I also remember from then that there's this one outing or summer that we rented a whole bus to fit us all, and we did go to a swimming in Batangas. So that is my siblings and my cousins. The seventh one is that when I was younger, I was really shy. I don't talk often, and I just listen to people talking. And I'm very apprehensive about telling to people my thoughts. So that is how they know me back then. I'm a shy person. And even now, I don't often talk to people. Just a few words, and that's it. The eighth one is I like vegetables. Whenever my mama cooks some ginataang sitaw, chop suey, or other viands with vegetable in it, I really like eating it. But there's this one vegetable that I don't like from before. It is called ampalaya or bitter gourd. It's bitter, but recently when mama cooks it with bangus or milkfish, I have appreciated that certain vegetable now that I am older. And also from before, we don't really like garlic and onions. But recently, I've been appreciating eating it. And sometimes I toast some garlic to go along some peanuts. So the ninth one is that I had to repeat my third year in high school because I had a problem with my first school during high school. So I have to repeat my third year on another school just near there, another high school. So I needed to repeat it because I think that's when my sickness started, or it 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 reached its climax. So that is another fact. The 10th one is that I really like the sound of tricycles. I like the sound just right now because it kind of reminds me of the province and the fresh air and just being serene and quiet. So that's another fact. And I also love trees. So whenever a tricycle passes by, it reminds me of a certain place that is far from here because we live in the city of Manila. So it's a pretty crowded place and also sometimes very noisy. So whenever I go to places like the province or Gapan, the tricycle sound reminds me of that place. The 11th one, which is some bonus facts about me that I have written here, is when I was younger, I love writing lyrics of songs from different genres, from old and recent ones. Like when I was in high school, we used to hear songs from Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Boys to Men. But I have written out those songs, but also the older ones before that. So I have this notebook filled with it. It is very thick and it is filled with lyrics. So when one of my classmates borrowed it from me and didn't return it, it kind of bummed me out. And I wanted to go back to her, but I wasn't able to because I got to another school. The 12th one is I'm not sporty at all. I know some people really love going to sports or to the gym, or maybe goes to a certain place to play some sports stuff like basketball or the like. But me, I'm not sporty at all. But one sport that really fascinates me is table tennis. I don't know why. Maybe because one of my crush from before, he plays it. The 13th one is that I have two nieces and I have 3 nephews. And most times when I'm with them, people tend to think that they are my kids, but I'm not married in any way, and also not in a relationship right now, even though I'm 37 years old. And sometimes my nephews and my nieces ask me why I'm not married yet. So I don't know what to say to them. Maybe because it doesn't come to mind, or it doesn't happen now. But maybe in the future, I don't know. So the last one that I have listed here is that I used to share this room with my ate when we were younger. When we were in our elementary and high school days, and even after that. Uh, we used to go to bed in this one bed, the two of us. But there was a time when my mama bought a double deck. So she was the one on top and I was on the bottom part. And my kuya, he used to sleep with us in this room. But after a while, he has been sleeping on our sofa because he's a boy. Maybe that's because. So, my ate shared this room up until she got married. So, we also have some apartment that we are leasing at the bottom of this house. So, we are on the third floor, and the second and first story of this house has two different apartments. When one of the tenants of the other apartment left it, my kuya and his family occupied the first one. And when the other tenant left the other one, and my ate was married then, they occupied the other one. So my kuya and my ate lives at the bottom of this building. So that's the 14th fact, and I just want to share with you guys all of this stuff about me, and maybe you can know me a little bit better. So those are most of it. I made some clips of the rushed orders that I made, and I'm going to upload that before this one, and I just want to join with you guys. So here it's Saturday and it is Fiesta Day. So we're expecting a procession in the evening, and there's no bands now, but I'm thinking maybe later it will the sound of the bands will come. And we have put banderitas on the streets now. So I think that's it. Here it's sunny today. And I guess that's it from me. I have been rambling for a while. So I guess that's it. Bye for now.